Welcome back to Reading Bear. Today, we will take a look at some new I Don't Work Here Lady stories. And if you enjoyed my content, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and post some bear emojis in the comments. Let's go!
The first story is titled, Yes, I Speak English, No I Don't Work Here, and No I'm Not Obligated to Help You. This event happened almost 3 years ago. I was lucky enough to go to the soft opening of Shanghai Disneyland a couple weeks before the official opening with my church's youth group. The day was pretty fun as there weren't a lot of people and we got to ride most of the big rides with only 20 to 30 minutes waiting times. Anyways, at the tail end of our visit everyone's pretty tired from walking around all day, so we decide to go to the only open gift shop in the park located at the Tomo Roland area. This is a soft opening meant for friends and family of those who worked on the park to allow them to experience the rides and stuff, so the gift shop is stocked with a sample one of each item available at all of the future gift stores with a corresponding piece of paper with the name of the item in Chinese, its price, and a number that correlates with the item. There are a lot of signs posted all around the store and at the front door notifying the customers in both Chinese and English that you are supposed to write down the item number, amount and size if applicable with the Mickey Mouse branded pen and paper that they pass out when you enter the store, and hand it to one of the store attendants to get your stuff. Just for some context, I attended a private international high school in Shanghai where I was taught in English, so I am better at English than most Chinese kids. Anyways, I spot a girl I recognize from playing sports with other schools. She's there with who I think is her mum and they're struggling at the plushie bin. I ended up helping them find the things that they need. Halfway through I feel an presence approach me. I don't pay it much mind as I think it's one of their other family members and finish up writing down the number for the Kylo Ren Mickey that they wanted. They leave seemingly happy with their choices and I look through the plushie pile some more to see if there's anything I want. After finishing I turn to look for my friends and I'm confronted with the most forced smile I have ever witnessed. The woman who I thought was their family member was standing about 10 centimeters away from me and her face was about 5 centimeters away from my neck. I felt her warm caustic breath huffing and puffing on my collarbone. I thought it was kind of weird, but my tired brain at this point thought that maybe she was tired too and was just trying to put on her best smile. I awkwardly mutter, "No problemo," and scuttle away to find my friends. I hear her yell, "Hey!" "What?" And then I felt it. Her oily, grubby, marshmallow fingers with her crusty acrylics grabbed my arm. I slowly turn around and am immediately met with a shirt shoved in my face. "We need L's for these shirts, your guy's stock is terrible, there's practically nothing here." "Excuse me," was all I could mutter before she talked again, angrier. "Just look in the back, I know you have more stock back there." I look around, her 2 kids are behind her, hands full of the sample toys. She's holding one shirt right next to my face and is holding 2 more on her other arm. I look around. Chinese people aren't very confrontational but love to watch. There are about 10 to 12 people staring at us in the immediate area. "You're not supposed to take those, read the signs." "Excuse me? Those are samples, you're not supposed to touch them. Don't you tell me what I can and can't buy. Who's in charge here? Get me your supervisor, you're clearly untrained." "Dude, I don't work here, I was just helping a friend." "That's unfair treatment, just because they're your friend." I could only sigh out "WHAAA" before one of the members from my youth group yelled from across the store in Chinese to see if I was done. I decide it's just not worth it and start heading towards the group. I hear her screech, "Stop right there," immediately followed with a, "You're supposed to serve me. Not 'em. You speak English, you're supposed to help the American customer, not one of your Chinese." And I can't find the right sizes. There were 2 big things that pissed me off about this statement. Firstly, she said Chinese, as if I was her PTA mum friend she was complaining to about some Asian kid getting the valedictorian position over her own precious BABBYY. Secondly, she's completely ignored what I said and has contradicts herself as she's gone from telling me that I'm untrained, which I am BC I don't work there, to now me being trained specifically to her Americans. I don't even turn around and yell, "I'm not a ducking employee, you're being an idiot," and then turn around to look her in the eyes to say, "And you're not my ducking problem." I hear a comically loud gasp coming from her and see her form an individual stampede and approach me. I start getting kind of scared. Her 150 kilograms of chub tubs, edit 2, she was closer to maybe 80 to 90 kilograms, I fear I may have been a little fat phobic, is gonna body my frail lanky 60 kilograms bones, so I put my hands up and brace myself, and I end up awkwardly catching the shirt and the hanger that she was trying to hit me with. I push her hand away and just leg it towards the door. At this point I was in a state of fear and confusion, as no one outside of my own mother had ever attempted to hit me like that. I catch my friends at the keychain area close to the counter and try to blend in with the crowd and begin to tell them Aunt the crazy lady that was trying to murder me. After my unsuccessful attempt to get everyone to leave as they had just handed in their papers, I hear a loud screech of someone speak in a way as if they were condescendingly speaking to someone they perceived to be mentally slow. "Your worker attacked me." This came with its own flailing of hands and trying to mime out the phrase. I see this poor manager on the verge of breaking down after dealing with waves of demanding Disney fans and being yelled at in a language he barely understands. At this point, I've just been freshly called a homophobic slur from running away from the woman and make the decision that no one spooks me twice. I stride towards the woman and kindly say to the manager in Chinese, "She's crazy and just tried to hit me because she thought I worked here and didn't want to help her." All the while she freaks out and keeps yelling to him, "That him. That's him." Obviously the manager tunes her out because he actually understands what I'm saying, and he tells me he would call the security, but there aren't any available at the moment. She keeps screeching stuff about the manager discriminating her by not talking to her while I speak to the manager about what to do. Soon enough the woman gets agitated and grabs the manager and starts shaking him, screaming at him to fire me. The manager just shoves this woman off, puts a finger in her face, and says in his broken English, "No touch." She's shook, realizes what happens, and starts stumbling a couple steps back and flops onto the floor. She just starts flailing around and screaming. At this point the entire store's customers, including the girl I was helping and my church group and most of the employees, have gathered around and have started watching this woman act like a toddler. She does this vaudeville-esque pause to see if there are people watching and goes straight back to screaming and crying. A bunch of Chinese people start pulling out their phones and filming this crazy white lady make a mess at Disney. After she realizes no one gives a duck about her childish behavior and are just watching her, she begins to shift back into anger. Never in my life has anyone disrespected me like this. 6 years in China. You are the worst, she says as she points her sausage fingers at me. 6 years? 6 years and this woman hasn't even attempted to learn a lick of Chinese. Oh, I'm dumbfounded. How does she live? Her poor AI, Chinese maid. At this point all eyes are on me, and this becomes one of those moments I would regret and replay every night for the next 35 years if I don't speak my mind. Duck you. That was it. All I could come up with. But thank God she kept talking. No, duck you. You're a rude brat. I'll make sure my husband gets you fired. You've ruined my boy's day. Well, go ahead, I don't ducking work here. I don't need to do anything for you. You are idiot. Duck you lady. At this point she is still on the floor, so I just turn around, walk towards my youth group, and just said, "Let's go," in Chinese. We ended up going to Cheesecake Factory and I got to tell the story to the rest of my youth group, and my leader chewed me out for not being a good Samaritan but also agreed that she was kind of an idiot. The next story is titled, "No, I'm really not a nurse. I promise." While I was a massage student, my school uniform consisted of light blue scrubs with the school's logo printed on the chest, the same ones that most doctors or nurses wear. I also was unfortunate enough to have to take the bus for a good chunk of a semester. One day as I was riding home after a draining day of finals, this large example of humanity stroll onto the bus, zeroes in on me and beelines to sit next to me, on an otherwise empty bus. Normally not an issue, I figure maybe this guy has something going on where he's missing some social cues. I can tell by his odor that bathing isn't a priority or concern. Good God, that smell still haunts me. I just turn my music up a bit and move to another seat. The guy moves to sit next to me again. This time he's got me blocked next to a window, so there's no escape. I console myself with the fact that it's only another 2 miles till my stop. The guy starts talking to me. I turn up the music another tiny bit. I'm trying my best to ignore the smells and sounds coming from next to me, but it's all a bit much. The guy notices I'm not paying any attention to him and taps me on the shoulder. I pull out an earbud and acknowledge him, and that's where my IDWHL starts. Smelly guy: hey, it's against the law to ignore patients. Me: I'm not a doctor. Smelly guy: yes you are, you're in uniform. Me: no, this is my school uniform and I'm not a doctor. Smelly guy: oh, you're a nurse then. Me: no, I'm not a doctor or a nurse. I'm just a person in a uniform going home. Have a nice day. Smelly guy: you need to check my sores, I know you're a doctor and you can't ignore patients. Me: no. At this point the guy lifts his shirt to expose what I can only guess are sores, infections in his mammoth fat rolls. The smells of body odor and infection are now strong enough that I'm about to toss my cookies. Smelly guy: what's wrong with me? They itch and hurt. Me: for the love of God. Yes. You need to see someone about that. Smelly guy: see? You are a doctor. I knew it. I'm telling your boss you were mean to a patient. Me: no. Does this look like a clinic? Did you have an appointment? No. Now get the duck away from me, you weirdo. Smelly guy: don't be an idiot, this is your job. Deal with it. I finally make a snap decision and dash for somewhere else by crawling over the seats in front of me to escape the smelly guy. The bus driver has calmly watched this all happen and asks me if I want off early as my stop is coming up. I take him up on the offer. While I'm walking to the exit I hear smelly guy start to get up too, muttering about making sure that he sees where the doctor idiot goes. Bless the bus driver's heart, he did me an amazing favor that day. As I walked off the bus I heard the driver tell him that if he tries to get off the bus here, he is calling the cops. That lady is not a doctor or nurse, and he needs to sit his fat ass down, take a goddamn shower and quit hassling people. I watched the bus pull away and was never so thankful for a long walk home. In the time I took the bus, I never heard that driver say much of anything to other passengers, let alone speak that way again to another person. The next story is titled, How $5 Headphone Became $40 Bluetooth. I work as a sampler at a large warehouse superstore. My uniform is a white polo and black pants with a blue apron. I say this because in no way do I look like I work at Target. My story begins after work. It was about 6 p.m. and I decided to stop by the Target near my work. As I was wandering I was listening to music on some cheap $5 headphones. I was looking to see if there were any good movies for a weekend binge. This woman in her mid-30s early 40s came up behind me and jammed her finger into my shoulder. I turned around and pulled out an earned. Mean woman will be MW, I'll be ME. Me: I'm sorry, I'll move. I said as I stepped to the side and she grabbed my shirt. MW, where are you going? You need to help me. MW, I'm sorry, I don't work here. And I put my earbud back in. She grabbed the wire to my earbud and ripped it out of my ear. For context, these were $5 earbuds I got at Walmart. They were cheap and had a small bit of plastic from the mold still on them, and when she pulled the plastic SC tacked the inside of my ear and hurt like hell. MW, don't give me that crap. Now stop being lazy and help me find. Me: I don't work here, you cranky old idiot. Piss off. MW, how dare you, I will personally see you are fired. And she storms off. I put my earbud back in and surprised she tore the wire inside and I could not hear anything from it. As I continue looking for movies I hear, MW, there he is, that is the man who won't help me and called me an idiot. Manager will be ma'am, he is not an employee here, but I can still help you. MW, what do you mean, he's wearing a white polo, of course he works here. Ma'am, all Target employees wear red polos. MW, well, I'm never coming here again if this is how I am going to be treated. Seeing a chance to be petty I chimed in. Me: excuses me miss, I think you need buy me new headphones since you broke mine. MW, I will not, you little crap. Me: if not I can always press charges on assault. There are cameras that caught the whole thing. If he does press charges we will go over the footage. At this, without another word, she grabbed a pair of $40 headphones, bought them and threw them at me before storming out. The next story is titled, I don't work here, I work in that point's ambulance. Years ago, in the early 2000s, I was working 24-hour shifts on an ambulance. Since we were working these extended shifts, we had a kitchen and whatnot at our station. So if we didn't have a call right at the beginning of our shift, after our rig and equipment checks, the first thing we'd do in the morning is our grocery shopping for the day. Now, just to make sure it's clear that there's no possible way for us to be mistaken for the uniform of the store employees, we wore blue button-down shirts, had a patch on one arm that said "State of Redacted" and our certification level, either EMT Basic or Paramedic, and on the other arm had a patch with our company logo on it. We had dark blue pants with about 500,000 pockets, radios on our belts, etc. The grocery store employees' uniforms were either a white or tan shirt and black pants, and usually some type of apron, with the store logo. The last bit of info I should add is that the area we worked in was one of the richest neighborhoods in our metro area, and usually the cheapest car you saw in the parking lot was a Lexus. So now that the stage is set, comes our adventure. My partner and I were at the store doing our shopping for the day, and it was a relatively quiet Sunday morning. Other than us, there were only a couple of other shoppers in the store, and several employees were plainly visible doing their morning duties. I'm busy trying to decide if I want link or patty sausages for my breakfast, when I hear the classic "ahem." I'm pretty engrossed, because let's be honest, it's an important decision, and now I'm weighing bacon into the mix too, and I really don't pay too much attention. Then I hear it again, accompanied by finger snapping. I'm broken out of my sizzling reverie by this, and think maybe I'm blocking someone's access to the cooler. Turn around and there's this lady in her 60s, dressed up way too fancy for an early Sunday morning grocery run, and she's glaring daggers at me. "I'm sorry ma'am, am I blocking your way?" "No. Can't remember the exact item she's looking for." "I'm sorry ma'am, I'm not an employee here, I work for Redacted, the ambulance company. However, I've seen a couple of employees a few aisles over, I'm sure they'll be happy to help." "Young man, you will do your job. I need you to find item for me." "Ma'am, again, I'm really sorry, but I do not work here. I work on the ambulance you had to walk past to come in, we always park right up front in case we get a call. Now, I apologize, but I need to finish my shopping so we can get back to the station." Quote. I reach into the cooler, grab a package of bacon, because bacon always wins in the end, and plop it into my basket, turn and start to leave. And this crazy old bat decides to shove her cart in my way to try to block me from walking away from her. "Young man, my husband is name that apparently she thought I should recognize, and my shopping here pays your wages. Do your job and help me. Now." Between the crash of her cart hitting the cooler and her escalating tone of voice, we've, thankfully, caught the attention of one of the store employees. They come around the corner, and turns out it's the store manager. I recognize her because we've run calls at this store before. "Mrs. Name. Please calm down, and I'll gladly help you." She's getting wound up to start yelling again, and about that time, my radio starts going off. When we're assigned to a call, it starts beeping very loudly. I silence it, turn to the store manager, and apologize to her for running off and leaving my groceries in the cart, but we're getting a call and I have to go. She's very understanding, and as I'm walking off, I hear the old bat yelling at the store manager, "Where does he think he's going? I need item." And her reply, presumably, to his ambulance to respond to that call, since that's his job. The next story is titled, "I'm Calling the Owner." There was this little restaurant I go to. It's a nice little pub with really cheap food and really friendly staff. They also have a shuffleboard table, and that's where this story begins. I was on my lunch break from my actual job. I'm a manager, so I usually have to wear nice polos or button-up dress shirts. Anyway, I'm eating my lunch while playing shuffleboard with myself. The bar is being overrun by a bunch of people and the poor bartender was all on her own. There weren't any employees helping with the tables out in the dining room. I personally know the bartender, so I come up and ask if she needed any orders taken to any tables. She smiled at me and pointed to the plates that were on the serving tray. "Those go to the table in the corner," she said as she continued making drinks. I nodded and took the tray and made way over to the table and served them. "This one lady we'll call Karen. She had the 'I wanna talk to your manager' style haircut. Looks at me and scoffs. Karen, I have never seen it take this ducking long for me to get a goddamn sandwich." Me, sorry for that hon, but she's been really busy at the bar. I say, pointing to my friend. Karen, I know, and yet you just sit at the shuffleboard table and eat your ducking burger while you let her drown. What kind of manager are you? I raise a brow before remembering how nicely I'm dressed. Seeing she believed I was a manager there, I replied pretty normally. Me, oh, I don't work here, she. Karen cuts me off. Don't try to bullcrap your way out of this, I've heard enough. I'm calling the owner of this place Rock now and letting him know how much of a duckwit you are. At this point I'm trying to explain how I was just trying to help, but she had her phone out and called the guy who owned the pub. Every time I tried to explain this to her, she just flipped me off. I rolled my eyes and just walked back to the bar, telling my friend about the woman. Friend, oh yay, she's some entitled idiot that comes in here every other day. She keeps complaining and trying to get everyone in trouble. She found out my boss's name and searched his number up in a phone book, so if any of us try to tell her something she doesn't like, she calls the boss. He usually just tells us to let her eat for free and get her to leave. Like I said, I'm a manager, so when I heard that I could tell that wasn't a good idea. If you give problem customers free things, they're just going to come back causing more problems, expecting it to get them more free things. I go back to playing on the shuffleboard and eating my burger, and I see Karen storming up to me. Karen, I told him you were sitting here playing shuffleboard instead of helping your employee. He's on his way up here to fire you. Me, that's gonna be really hard for him to do since I don't work here, you stupid idiot. Karen, she got red in the face and she reached over and slapped me, now screaming. How dare you say that to me, I will duck up your whole life, you waste of filth. Now, I'm a simple man, and I was raised to never hit a woman. But I'm a second-degree black belt in Taekwondo and a first-degree black belt in Hapkido. I don't need to hit her to make my point. She goes to slap me again and I catch her wrist, pulling it in behind her back and kicking out both her feet to bring her to her knees. She couldn't move in this position without pain shooting up her arms and neck. Believe me, I've been locked in this position before. At this point the whole pub has turned to see the commotion and my friend has come over to me. Friend, Jesus, are you okay? Karen, let me go. I am going to get you ducking arrested and I will sue you so hard you'll be lucky to be living in a cardboard box. I asked my friend if she could get me some zip ties. Once she gets me some, I fashion out some male shift handcuffs and restrain her. At this point the owner walks in and sees this. Owner, holy crap, what happened? Karen, your stupid manager assaulted me is what happened. I am suing him and you and your business for this. Owner, he doesn't work for me, he's a regular here lady. Karen got bright red in the face, but she sat there and stayed quiet now. I think she realized what kind of trouble she was in. After a few moments the police arrived and I explained the events that unfolded to both the owner and the police. My friend backed me up on all of it, despite Karen trying to deny it. The police office asked if I wanted to press charges for assault and I said gladly. She was sent away in a police car and no one has seen her since. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel and post some bear emojis in the comments.